What is a habit and why does it matter? A habit is a routine of behavior that is repeated regularly and tends to occur subconsciously, or is a settled or regular tendency that is hard to give up. There are good habits and there are bad habits. The irony is, good habits are hard to create and easy to break, while bad habits are easy to adopt and hard to break. Why is the nature of habits the opposite of what we desire? How can you install good habits and eliminate bad habits? This video is inspired by Atomic Habits, written by James Clear. Atomic Habits is a comprehensive, practical guide on how to change your habits and get 1% better every day. Using a framework called the 4 Laws of Behavior Change, Atomic Habits teaches readers a simple set of rules for creating good habits and breaking bad ones.
That's hilarious.
Lesson number 1 is small habits make a big difference. Lesson number 2 is forget about setting goals. Focus on your system instead.
Well, if your goal is a long life, that chili cheeseburger is a step in the wrong direction.
Lesson number 3 is build identity-based habits. The key to building lasting habits is focusing on creating a new identity first.
Put that cookie down now!
Your current behaviors are simply a reflection of your current identity. Changing your beliefs isn't nearly as hard as you might think. There are 2 steps.
Now, Gary, we can do this the hard way or the easy way.
Step number 1, decide the type of person you want to be. It really is a decision. Step number 2, prove it to yourself with small wins.
Winning's winning.
Your identity emerges out of your habits. Every action is a vote for the type of person you wish to become.
Yes! Yeah! Victory!
This book is divided into 3 parts. Part 1, how habits work. Part 2, how to create good habits. And Part 3, how to break those bad habits. In Part 1, James introduces the 4 laws of behavior change, which are the foundation of this approach to habit building and breaking.
I did it!
Law number 1, make it obvious. The more visible a cue is, the more likely you are to notice it and act on it. Law number 2, make it attractive. The more appealing a reward is, the more motivated you will be to take action.
He should get a medal for what he did.
Law number 3, make it easy. The easier a behavior is to perform, the more likely you are to do it. And law number 4, make it satisfying. The more satisfying a behavior is, the more likely you are to repeat it. In Part 2, James provides a step-by-step process for identifying the habits you want to create, developing a plan for building them, and sticking to your plan.
You don't have a plan?
Step number 1, identify the habit. What habit do you want to create? Be specific. Step number 2, find the cue. What triggers the habit?
Evidently, that's one of their triggers.
My God.
Step number 3, make a plan. What will you do when you notice the cue? Step number 4, reward yourself. What reward will make the habit more satisfying? And step number 5, make it easy. How can you make the habit easier to perform?
Sounds easy to me.
In Part 3, James uses the same 4 laws of behavior change to explain how to reverse the habit building process.
We have to go back!
Law number 1, identify the habit. What habit do you want to break? Law number 2, find the cue. What triggers the habit? Law number 3, make it invisible. How can you make the cue less noticeable? Law number 4, make it unattractive. How can you make the reward less appealing? Law number 5, make it difficult. How can you make the habit more difficult to perform? And law number 6, punish yourself. What negative consequence can you add to discourage the habit?
We're gonna straighten you out!
James also provides a number of additional tips and strategies for building good habits and breaking bad ones. Some of the most notable tips include: tip number 1, focus on one habit at a time. Trying to change too many habits at once is a recipe for failure.
I just keep getting reminded of my failures.
Tip number 2, don't try to be perfect. Everyone slips up from time to time. The important thing is to pick yourself up and keep going. Tip number 3, make it social. Tell your friends and family about your goals and ask for their support.
I just wished for once you'd be supportive of me.
Tip number 4, track your progress. Keeping track of your progress can help you stay motivated and on track. Atomic Habits is a practical guide to building good habits and breaking bad ones, and his book is full of actionable tips and strategies that readers can use to improve their lives. Here are some additional insights from the book. Insight number 1, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Small changes over time can lead to big results.
I need results!
Insight number 2, your identity shapes your habits. What you believe about yourself determines the actions you take.
Do you believe in this thing or not?
Insight number 3, habits are the key to unlocking your potential. The habits you form today will determine the life you live tomorrow.
He's got potential.
The key takeaway is that small, incremental changes in your daily routines can snowball into significant life transformations over time.
Change is good.
If this summary resonates with you, I highly encourage you to read Atomic Habits. Link to the book is in the description. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more Book Brain summaries.
I like it a lot.